Look at my shadow! I got a work of art with me. So I'm gonna send it away. I measured the length of it with a blanket. So the blanket is 2 meters and 10 centimeters, and this one was smaller, way smaller. And then I measured with a piece of paper, which supposedly is 2709 or 29 something. So I said, okay, let's call it 30 centimeters, you know. So if it were 30. So if it were 30 centimeters, 3 times that one would be 90 centimeters. So then there was a bit more than like 2 centimeters. So it's maybe maximum 92 centimeters. So if it's below 1 meter, you can send it as a normal parcel. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will have to ask for this and that though, like some scotch tape, because the address sort of, could fly off. They're not properly equipped down there, so I cannot buy address. Stitching stuff to write the address onto. Usually in a post office you got that. So yeah, I feel very free to just order it. Hand me the scotch tape. Like when I did so 2 days ago, she went like, don't use too much of it. Minkia. So there is not much clouds that I could video. Kind of boring sky. I wrote on the movie script, like I got maybe like a huge, the first files, the first few are real big, and then the others are sort of like, just 2-4 pages something. So until the 7th file, I've looked at it and it's all perfect in my eyes. So now I'm gonna finish, like I inserted the pictures I took yesterday. I rewrote certain things, like there aren't 4 fountains, so that one I had to rewrite. So then I wrote it totally differently. So I don't want to have all the frame covered by water. I just want to have them driving by. Not make it too complicated. They're just driving by fountains, that's it. There's not gonna be 2/3 of the picture covered. If I could, let's put it as like this. I could insert, if it's possible, to cover. Like now you got the picture, that's the fountain. So now if you can cover 2/3 of the picture with water, do it. And just have the car drive by and you go like, but then, the thing is, you really need to move the camera. You cannot just have a still camera looking towards one direction and the car just driving into the frame and driving out of the frame. So that's how I'm set up at the moment. So, yeah. This is like when there is just a small portion of the frame showing the car. It's not enough to have a car just, whoops, with a steady, not moving camera. Just a car having, oops, using 1/3 of the picture driving by. You don't see anything. So yesterday I was in Zurich, so I uploaded that one and put it into the folder, trips to Swiss towns. So I'm gonna go to a town nearby pretty soon. Blah. And today actually I'm planning to go to a village I have lived at before. So what was the house and landowner writing? So she went like, you know, since you don't want to meet up, I gotta want you to leave until the end of the month. So I wrote back, you know, I gave you the opportunity that I would leave by the end of the month yesterday. Today I cannot send no letter. So also, if I'm gonna move, I'm gonna give her a inscripted letter. So I'm not just gonna chit chat on email with her. And then I wrote her I don't have a telephone anymore. And then I wrote to her that, you know, I'm not wanting to discuss private things with her. So it's the first time she ever mentioned what she wants to talk to me about. So yeah, there we are. And so, because she goes like, well, in this case, I'd rather you leave within a month. That's not possible. She cannot just make me leave within a month. So I told the other woman, she's living in Rheinach, beyond, like close to Basel. It would have interested me to live there, but it's just for half a year. So when I go there for half a year, I'm losing quite a lot of money. And then also, my house owner went like, and we want the rent of this month. Hey, if I'm moving this month, I'm not going to pay any rent, because then the 1,000 Swiss francs she has as a deposit is already the rent, and I'm not going to wait for her to pay back 1,600 Swiss francs. By now quite a lot of money has accumulated. Every month it's either 20 or 50 Swiss francs, I just don't recall. And I have even thrown away the contract lately when I was writing out the address. You know, I just needed it for the address. So yeah, I know what the possibilities are in Switzerland legally. And so I brought her because she was not actually believing that I would move out within a month due to professional, new horizons that I could embark onto, you know. Now this chance has gone. So yeah, if they play with me, I play with you too. So I was never really wanting to go that far, and actually then having to move again within a half a year. So I'd rather stay here for half a year, even if it's up here on the mountain. But the very thing is, I sometimes see somebody in the village I've used to live, and in that house, that would actually be cool. If the people are so kind of laid back. So there I'm sure not gonna have anyone. There I could even like get sunken in and get it from nearby, and you know, the substances. So I'm not sunken in at the moment. I'm just overworked. I got home yesterday and I just didn't want to read her email, so I went like, let's read it today. So I read it today in the afternoon. So I remember I've been waiting for her email all weekend. So because she was not answering me now too, I will always take like 2 days and stuff until I answer. And also what went through my head was, you know, the people on the mountain, they are so disgusting. They go like running in doors, you know, at her place. So she's stressed out, and she probably promised them, yes, I'll talk to her, yes, I'll have an appointment here and there, and yes, will be judgment day, you know. And so now she's got nothing. She hasn't met up with me. I haven't been talking to her. She hasn't told me what she wants to talk about until the email I read today. So yeah, it's actually not my fault, and I told her in the email. So I'm very analytic. I'm not driven by any emotions. So my emotions are always negative. I'm always like, you know, expect negative outcomes. So if it gets nice, then you don't have to go, oh, you know, I was hoping for some good outcome. Now I always go, you know, who cares? I'm gonna move out, so I'm gonna send away this parcel. So a few more of my things actually are at a good place. And then I'm getting the money few days, like if yesterday was the 30th, so today's the 1st. So in 3 days I will have like a lot of money. I will pay the rent, because if I don't after this month, then she can go giving me the sack. So I will do so, I will pay the rent. But not that she tells me like, you go this month, by the end of this month, and you pay the rent. Come on, where are we? We all know that she cannot do anything legally. If I were to leave end of this month and I do not pay the rent, only by the end of this month, so next month, she can go and claim the money. So she needs actually to wait 2 months rent that have not arrived, or 2 weeks overdue the month the rent should be delivered, something like that. So whatever it is, I did it before. So if you have like this month's rent to pay and you leave this month and she set you free from the contract, that one is important, you know. So if you actually have a month that she needs to set you free, because then you can go and ask for, you know, her to not ask for a you know, following kind of a habitant of that flat or house for you. She's gonna look for it. So you ask, do you want to look for it? Shall I look for it? Tell me within 2 weeks. And then when 2 weeks have passed, you go. If she tells you, yeah, you need to look for one, you already go look for one. Tell the people you're gonna move. You need somebody that moves in after you. So you get those people's addresses, and then when another 2 weeks have passed, so a month then has passed, you go and tell her, now these are the people that have agreed to move in to the same conditions. I'm moving out. So they need to be agreeing on the same conditions, the same rent, same state of the flat or the house. Yeah. So yeah, this is a nice place. During winter I was once going all through down here, and it was so snowy, such a lot of snow was there. I sank into the snow such a lot. By the time I was again down here on this road, I was so exhausted. And it was just like from up there somewhere down here, you know, it was not far. But deep snow is exhausting. I'm tired. I'll start again.